Hi everyone. I wanted to do a little follow-up from the video I made where I created this little bunny page. One of my viewers was watching, and as she watched, she asked herself, how does she know it's going to work out so well? And I wanted to give you all my honest answer to that question. I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm just playing. I'd get started with a general idea, but not fully knowing. I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know. In this process of creating, we learn that if we just get started, then creativity starts flowing. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and kind of show you what I went through as I created this page. I write down the prompts from Janet Nash's videos. And this is a good way to get your creativity started. If you're feeling like you can't, go into it with a positive attitude and realize that you're going to create something that you created. And don't compare it to anyone else's, and just love it for the fact that it's yours and you did it. That's where so much of my joy comes from. A lot of you mentioned that you hear joy in my voice when I'm creating in my videos, and it's very true. I am extremely filled with pure joy when I create, and it's the process of it more than the outcome even. Of course, I love the outcome of like this page, for example, but even when I'm not so fond of what it looks like in the end, I love the process. I love learning and trying different things and making something work, especially when there are mistakes. I really love that. So I wanted to point out that having prompts is a good way to get started because you know the things you're going to be using. It's so helpful. Now, these are just starting points, really. I could create this whole page and not do anything except just add this, add this, add this, you know what I'm saying? And it would be fine. But oftentimes, once you get started, then your creativity starts flowing. For instance, let's go back a page or two here. The last one of Janet's prompt list that I use was where I created this little one with the mouse in the cup. And, you know, I thought about it ahead of time. Her prompt didn't say put a mouse in a cup. It just said add a mouse. And so I thought about it ahead of time and thought, once I looked at the picture of the little mouse I had, I thought it would look so cute to have it sitting in a cup. It's just a thought that popped into my head because I'd already started the creative process just by looking at the prompt list. So just reading what you can use causes your brain to start working, okay? Your creativity will start to flow. And then from that point, I thought about putting a window on this wall. And then I thought about putting a picture from a magazine behind that window so it looks like you're actually looking onto the outside. And then I thought about putting the little curtains here so that I could attach my prompt card to the curtain and have something to pull it out with. So none of that was planned ahead of time. The window, the magazine image, the curtains, you know, none of that was planned. The clock, those are all just creative ideas that just flowed because I got started. Okay, you know I had my prompt list, and these are the only things that I knew for sure were going to be going on that page. All right, I knew that I was going to be adding a sticker, and well, first my whole page started out with the napkin. Okay, I knew I was going to use this napkin because I just loved it, and then there was a music sheet or book paper on the prompt list, and I loved putting that behind napkins, especially when there's a lot of white space because you can see the words through. So I had a book page that I had picked out to put my napkin down on top of. All right, and then with the flower there, I thought would it be cute to add a butterfly, so I grabbed a sheet of butterfly stickers so that I would have a sticker to put on there. I also knew I needed to scrape paint, so I got my little plastic card and I grabbed a couple of paints. And the reason I got pink, and I even said this in the video, I got the pink out because this was the only amount of color other than the green tones and the bunny here. This was bright, and y'all know I like color. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna add some pink paint then so that'll kind of help this little flower to show up. So these are the colors I grabbed. And as it turned out, if you saw the video, it didn't work out as well as I thought. So later I did have to get another paint color, and that did work. Then it said also to add a tag, and so I had a couple of little tags like this that I had cut out of cardstock, and so I grabbed one of those. And add handwriting, and so I grabbed a Posca pen and these are the only things that I knew for sure that I was going to be using on this page. All of the rest of what happened in the video happened because I started creating. I had given a little bit of thought about which quote that I wanted to use on the page, and I decided what kind of lettering or whatever I would do for the handwriting prompt. And those are the things I knew going in, and so I sat down to create. I got started. That's why prompts are good. They let you have a place to get started. So I did not know, for instance, that I would be adding white paint up here with my pink. That was it totally happened because of the fact that when I put the pink paint down originally, it was soaking into the page. It was too dark, and it didn't look good at all, you know? And it certainly didn't match the little flowers and have the soft look that I was thinking might be nice. So I added the white and began to blend that with the baby wipe. And I really like how that turned out. And because I did that, that's what caused me to later think that that looked sort of like a sunrise sky when the sky is sort of pink and blue. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I could add blue. All down here was white. Where everywhere you see blue here was white. So that's when I got out the watercolor markers, the little brush pens, and I started coloring in that white area down here with blue, and then I grabbed an orange and started putting some orange little bits here and there, and the blue up here, and so it totally looked like a sky to me. It still, to me, looks like a sky in the early morning, and I love it, and it's soft and flowy, and none of that was planned. Then I had no idea how I was going to put my tag on, because normally when I put tags on, I clip them to the side or the top. Like here's one clipped to the side over here, and that's got Janet's prompts on the back. Here's one with the little tag is clipped to the side. This one is tucked in a pocket. And because I wanted my tag over here in this empty space, I wasn't sure how I was going to attach my tag. Now, I could have put it down here, but it would have been in front of the bunny and the grasses, and I just didn't want that. So in order to keep it here, I had to come up with another idea, and I decided on this clear pocket. There's a piece of acetate here, just a piece of transparency is what it is. And it was just a little scrap, and so I cut it to the size I needed, a little bit bigger than my tag, and I was able to further enhance the page by being able to still see the tag and not putting a solid color, you know, block here that would have covered up most of the tag and some of the items underneath. So that was not planned. The darker pink paint and the white, like I said, was not planned. So I wanted to let everybody know that I don't always know what's going to happen. And in fact, most times I don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out. But it's the joy of watching it unfold that is so pleasurable to me. You know, if you go into creating a project with the mindset that something's going to turn out perfectly, you might really be disappointed. And that's why I always say we don't need things to be perfect. We just need them to be fun. And I've just learned that having the right attitude and being positive is so very important. I mean, to me, that is the difference between something you're happy with and something you're miserable with. So I just want to encourage everybody to sit down believing that you're going to create something fun and enjoyable. Make it just for yourself, just for going through the process, And the more you do this, the more and more and more you will feel confident and positive and happy about what you create. But I never choose to feel like a failure. I never choose to feel like something is not as good as somebody else's. I never choose those feelings because they're just detrimental. They're not going to help me in any way. They're not going to propel me forward in any way. And by staying positive and having the right mindset, it just makes all the difference in the world. And when I create like that, then I'm always happy with the outcome. Your positive mindset is the most important thing to creating something you're happy with. I just want you to know that there's a process involved. So processes include good things and not so good things. And when you encounter not so good things, don't be down on yourself. Please just remember to keep a positive attitude. And I think you'll find that things go so much better. I want you all to feel like you can do this fun process, okay? The good things along with the not so good things. You can do them. And it's just my hope that you all will think about that. And if you find that you're one of those people who doesn't feel confident and doesn't feel positive about what they're creating, just try flipping the script, okay? I really think you'll be so happy with what you can create when you create that way. And it may not happen right away. It will take practice. But if you'll start and then continue trying things out and experimenting, those are the things that bring you joy. I want you to feel that joy. That's it. I want you to feel that. So, all right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you found this video helpful, and we will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.